Felix Baumgartner was the first man to break the speed of sound in free fall. Using a weather balloon tethered to a space pod, he jumped back down to Earth, breaking the sound barrier. The fall lasted for a full 9 minutes. At one point during his descent, he appeared to spin rapidly, but he quickly regained control, opening his parachute moments later. After the jump, he said, "I didn't feel a sonic boom because I was so busy just trying to stabilize myself." In 1974, 25-year-old French daredevil Philippe Petit walked back and forth between the twin towers of the World Trade Center on a tightrope for nearly 45 minutes, with no safety net or harness. He was 1,350 feet above the street for 45 minutes, in front of fascinated onlookers and helplessly frustrated law enforcement. At one point, he laid down on his back in the middle of the cable. The movie The Walk, released in 2015, was based on this event. Evel Knievel, whose name is synonymous with Daredevil stuntman, attempted to jump over the Snake River in 1974. He tried to jump it in a steam-powered rocket that he named the Sky Cycle X2. Unfortunately, shortly after the vehicle launched, the parachute malfunctioned and released prematurely. The chute brought his flight to an abrupt stop in mid-air, and he didn't make the 1,600-foot jump. As the craft made its descent, it landed on the bank of the river. He only suffered a broken nose. In his career, Knievel had broken so many bones trying to do stunts that he holds an official world record. Jeb Corliss is an American professional skydiver and base jumper, best known for soaring through China's Tiananmen Hole, an actual hole in the side of a mountain. He called the stunt the Flying Dagger. With the help of his wingsuit, he jumped out of a helicopter and soared toward the ground below. He also had GoPro cameras fixed on his helmet to capture every thrilling moment. He described the event as the scariest and most challenging stunt he'd ever attempted. After landing, he said, "I have never experienced anything so hardcore. Period." Alain Robert is known as France's Spider-Man. The 52-year-old free climber scaled Dubai's Cayenne Tower. What's even more amazing is that he did it with his bare hands and no safety harness. The French daredevil started his climb in the evening at 8:25 p.m., and it only took him an hour and a half to complete. In the past, he's been arrested, imprisoned, and even banned from locations across the world for illegal ascent. But this time, he had permission from the building's real estate developer. At the time, Harry Houdini's suspended straitjacket escape was a spectacle to behold. Upside down and restrained, Harry was suspended high in the air above the street below. One wrong move and he would tumble down toward the ground, almost certainly ending his career. As he shook and shuffled his arms around, he escaped from the straight time and time again. It might not seem that death-defying compared to today's stunts, but at the time they were jaw-dropping. China's biggest movie star and stuntman Jackie Chan performs some of the wildest movie stunts ever seen. You may know him as the martial arts master of the Rush Hour franchise, but his other movies like Rumble in the Bronx and Armor of God push him to the limits of near-fatal stunts. In the movie Super Cop, Chan jumps onto a rope ladder suspended from a helicopter and hangs on while it zooms about the city. He even talks about this scene in an interview and about how scared he was. Millions of people watched Nick Walenda's high-wire stunt over Niagara Falls in 2012. This seventh-generation stuntman became the first person to walk a tightrope directly over the falls. After years of preparation and a small fortune, he was finally ready to traverse the gap. One false step and he would go flailing down to the bottom of the falls. Through the blinding mist and the screaming crowd, he finished the 26-minute walk. The following year, he tightrope walked across the Grand Canyon. Herbert Nish holds the near-fatal world record for deepest underwater dive without a breathing apparatus. Going down into the deep waters off the coast of Greece, Herbert was merely holding his breath the entire time. He has the ability to stay underwater for up to 9 minutes, and on this descent he reached an 830-foot depth. When he was coming back up, the daredevil diver experienced narcosis from elevated CO2 levels in the blood and was exhibiting serious symptoms of decompression. This prompted the emergency crew to give him oxygen in the last 10 meters. To date, Herbert holds 33 freediving world records. Buster Keaton was an American director, actor, and stunt performer, best known for his silent films. His stoic, deadpan expressions earned him the nickname the Great Stone Face. He was known for performing crazy and unorthodox stunts on screen. In the movie Steamboat Willie Jr., the side of a house falls around him, and he emerges through the window. 1 inch to the left or the right, and he would have been squished to paste. Of all of his death-defying movie stunts, this is arguably his most infamous.